Hey guys, what's up? It's your otaku tour guide here. We're gonna go over a haul. We went to Ancient Comics today, um, and hit up their 25 cent bins. Uh, I didn't want to spend, um, as you know, I had about $18. I didn't want to spend much of it. I was just looking to pick up maybe $5 worth of 25 cent books. Um, and we did a good deal of digging. We didn't dig through everything, but we did a good deal of digging, and we're going to go over what we found. Um, but yeah, like I went there, and there was one book that I mean, I just couldn't believe I found it. This one book. It's a book I've been looking for all summer, and but we found a very like special copy. So I'll go over what that is in the haul. We also got a book from eBay, and normally I unbox those things live and show it to you, but I've been dealing with some issues this week, and I'll get more into that toward the end. But I just unboxed it, and I'll show that off as well as part of this haul. So I'm gonna save that. Okay, so the book we picked up at Jeff's, um, the big book I was talking about, I am going to save that very last because that's the book of the hall. It's the book of the hall, hands down. So that'll be last, and then I'll before we get to that, I'll show what I picked up from eBay. But for now, let's start with the 25 cent comic set we picked up. And in fact, I have to remove the sticker still. All right, the first comic book we picked up is, and the sticker still on there, actually on the comic is GI Joe number 61. Great Mike Zeck cover there of three, a quick kick. Who's that? Snowshoe and Ranger, three characters from the series that were very central to the cartoons. Right, these guys were on the cartoons quite frequently. So yeah, picked that one up. That was a good pickup. This I couldn't believe. I had never seen or heard of this issue until today, and that is the World of Krypton from 1987. I had no idea such a comic existed, but it's a great John Byrne cover. It's a John Byrne written issue, and it's also Mike Mignola interiors. And you kind of get the Mike Mignola. I think this is definitely Byrne here, but this feels like Mignola. So I don't know if they were collaborating on this cover or what, but maybe Mignola was inking him. Maybe that was the case. No, but it is a Byrne cover. Byrne's signature's right there. So maybe Mignola inked him. I don't know, but it's not only is it a beautiful cover, it's a scene for, I guess, some Kryptonians and a scene from Krypton, but you got Superman in the background there. Uh, and this is really cool, the Krypton, that font. So yeah, happy with that pickup. 25 again, 25 cents. These are the kinds of things like I like to pick up. This one I couldn't believe it, and it's really like it was sitting there, and I couldn't believe how clean it was. I think part of the reason why it's so clean is because these are cardstock covers. They're not as but you see spine. These come with spine ticks all the time. But this one is so clean for a quarter. There aren't spine ticks. This is like legit. Uh, Not a 9.8 candidate, but a legit like 9.4, 9.2 candidate. Um, it's high grade. It's high grade Wolverine, and of course, this is a key issue. It's where Wolverine, it's revealed he like you know he has just bones. He has real bones, not adamant. They were grafted, right? Well, that was probably revealed earlier, but anyway, that's no secret. Um, the other thing we picked up for a quarter, and this was also in very, I would say, solid VF copy, uh, is Wonder Woman 2. As you know, I try to collect as much of this Perez run as I can, but I don't want to. I'm not overpaying for the Perez Wonder Woman now. I realize I can pick it up for 50 cents or a quarter in these bins, so I've reserved picking these up for under dollar or under if I can. This one we picked up again for 25 cents. It's just Superman Unchained. It's a variant issue, and it was in pretty decent. Obviously, this is a back. I put these in backing boards already, but this was in pretty decent condition for sitting there in the quarter bin. I mean, it's got a couple spine ticks and stuff, but overall, it's still like in the VF range, I'd say. So this is a Jim Lee interior book, but this is just a variant cover. I'm not sure who the artist is. A neat cover. You got the Superman's uh, biological parents and his adopted parents. And just a great cover. All right, so now we're getting into the Jim Lee stuff. That was my first Jim Lee book. This is Punisher War Journal number 10. It's a Jim Lee cover and interiors, number 10. Didn't have this one. So we're slowly chipping away at the Punisher War Journal. Got another one. This is one I don't have as well. Number 5. Another nice Jim Lee cover there. Early Punisher, I think. Yeah, this is the 5th issue in the run. I think this is a Jim Lee cover as well. Kind of getting you kind of see him. What I love about this is more than the front cover, I like the back cover. Like you get this nice She-Hulk promo there on the back cover, so that's kind of cool. The next one, this is another Jim Lee key. Jeff had it there again for a quarter. We got a newsstand copy. Again, not bad condition. We left a lot of, so we pulled out a lot of books from the quarter bin, but we were really sticklers because I left Jim Lee X-Men books there. They were low grade Jim Lee X-Men books, but I left them there because even for a quarter, normally I just pick them all up, but this one had the cover was ripped. It had water damage, and it just was just a bad for a quarter. Even it's some things are best left there. And we picked up this one instead. This is again another. Not this one isn't an early cover. This is a cover from '89, kind of when Jim Lee was just doing all kinds of stuff, all kinds of cover work for Marvel, and this is one of his covers for Nam. The Nam number 34 newsstand Jim Lee cover. Really great stuff. Again, this is from 1989, so kind of right in the heyday of when Jim was getting going, and yeah, kind of compels me to get maybe get into the Nam. This one we picked up for $2. But we picked it up for $2. But it. So let me go over what we spent at HF Comics. I don't think I mentioned what we spent. We got eight quarter books, which I just showed you. We just went through the 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have 8 books here. And the 8 books, were all a quarter, so we spent $2 on those 8 books. This next book was there for priced at 4, but as you know, Jeff takes 50% off, so we got for $2. But again, Jeff sometimes misses these things. He misses signed comics. Normally, he has like a different signed section, but I guess this slipped past him. It's a John Romita Jr. signed X-Men 311 for $2. We got it for $2. So I hopped all over it. And from 94, 94 was, I think, the year his Daredevil, correct me if I'm wrong, the year his Daredevil, The Man Without Fear came out. So, and I just talked about how much I love that book. Um, and, I think John Romita Jr. has grown on me in terms of his art. Like, if you would have asked me in 94 who the better artist was, Todd McFarlane or John Romita Jr., I would have hands down said Todd McFarlane all the way. And he was just the hottest artist. He created Spawn. Like, he had just everything going for him. Fast forward to today, and you ask me that same question, it's hands down John Romita Jr. It's because, and again, it's either you like John Romita Jr.'s style, which I love. He's got such a dynamic, polished, quality style. But his just longevity, just like his father, he developed that same work ethic as his father, and he's been working in comics, man, since I've been collecting them, and he's been around since the Bronze Age, I believe. So I mean, he's been around a long time, and we should start appreciating John Romita Jr. and giving him, because he was kind of living in the shadow of Senior, and that's a huge shadow to live in under. I mean, you're talking about a guy who basically invented modern comic books, right? Um, or basically built the foundation on what Marvel was built on. So, like John, I think people just are kind of like, he's a great artist, and he's got this legacy of being, Senior's boy, and he kind of just got a lot of. I mean, he obviously had the best teacher in his father about the industry, but he's made. Hey, what's up, fanboy? It's been a while since we've connected like this. Great, thanks for hanging out, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good evening with Ollie and everybody. Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna like I think one of the books we picked up here toward the end. But yeah, again, $2 signed John Romita Jr. book. This isn't I mean, I think it's a key book, but this is not it's not a book I had any interest in picking up. But again, when it's signed like this, everything changes. You have a new appreciation for the artwork on this book. And again, Bishop's Sabretooth, these guys are coming to the MCU for sure, right? The fact that Bishop already made his Fox debut is a foregone conclusion. But he's gonna be among the X-Men when they reintroduce. I mean, the X-Men are gonna be a larger ensemble, right? It's gonna be a bunch of characters. I think that's how they're gonna approach it in the MCU. It's gonna be like mutants and then X-Men, and so yeah. Anyway, those two characters are going to be central to the MCU. All right, so this is the eBay book now, and this one we paid a pretty penny for. ended up paying $50 and then $9 shipping plus tax, so 60 some dollars. Um, $65, I guess, or $66 if we're getting specific. Um, and I just, it's a great book. It's really, um, I mean, it is in worse condition than was kind of advertised, which is fine. I mean, the guy thought it was a fine, but it's definitely not a fine. It's more in the maybe fine minus VG plus range. I would say VG plus because they're just, I don't know, those creases. Do those creases look significant to you? I know they're hard to see, but they do break color. There's like some color breaking creases, very minute though. But the spine's rather like clean. And again, just looking at the book, I think just looking at the book, you can get a sense of the grade. It's a good, solid mid grade copy of Action Comics, 359. But this particular issue is signed by the man himself, Neil Adams. And it's interesting because I just picked up the 2022 2023. In fact, I have it right here. I picked up the Overstreet for this year. This is the most current Overstreet. Um, and I was just kind of reading some of the articles in here and flipping through. Um, Shout out to Mill Geek Comics. Russ is one of the contributors, or what do they call these guys? They call them market, I guess, analysts or whatever for Overstreet. But there's a nice little piece by him on the state of the comic book industry. He had an interesting kind of take on it. Um, but what I really liked about this issue was they had an article attributing Neil Adams, which I thought was a great article. You know, they did a good job, I think, covering his contributions to the industry. And then they had another one for George Perez. George Perez was written by this woman Amanda Sheriff. Just a one-page article, but also very. Um, it just covered, sort of his career path and his contributions to comic books. So I thought that was great. Again, I didn't really look through the pricing guide because these things that's you need a magnifying glass to see anything, and there's just so many books in this. It's hard to figure out what you're looking for. I did look up some of my higher end books just to see what they're going for, um, and I'm telling you, uh, the prices that people are selling these books at are higher than Overstreet. So I think that should tell you something. Maybe we need to take a step back and think reevaluate what the market is dictating for comic book prices. Um, where as opposed to going to a place like Jeff's where he's going to price it closer to Overstreet and give you that Overstreet pricing plus 50% off, whatever, for most of the Copper Age books. Um, but anyway, this Neil Adams book is an instant, uh, an instant favorite in the collection because it's a signed. Again, my intention with this is to get it signed by Jim Lee, the president of DC Comics, and I'll have a Jim Lee, uh, Neil Adams signature on this book. And I can tell you right now, I checked the census, CGC Signature Series census on this book. There's only one uh, signed book on the census for this copy. Only one. So, and I would assume that that's probably a Neil Adams signature. So this is the second, but um, I highly doubt that that's one signed book of this is signed by Jim Lee. So I will probably have the only copy double signature of Action Comics 359, signed by Jim Lee and Neil Adams. And again, I'm looking forward. Now, CGC just opened. Um, they just opened uh, a signed signature uh, series event. I think the deadline is October for the for to submit, but it's $120 per book for a CGC signature, uh, and that's not even counting pressing. It's just the slab for a signed book. Um, and then if you get like Scott Williams or if you get Alex Sinclair, if you get all three of those, I think it's $200 per book. And so I have no bandwidth to do that right now. So we're gonna try to do this organically next time Jim is in the Pacific Northwest, or we have an opportunity to go to San Diego or something. But that is definitely something we'll do. I'm tempted to also just maybe send one book. Um, we'll see. I mean, I have the budget for it, but we'll see. Um, yeah, that's something I have to decide. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I should do. If I should submit a book for $120, or if I should wait. Because normally he does this thing where you can get them just raw signed for $50 each, like a 3 book. It's 150 for 3 books, right? So I'm hoping that policy won't change for like Comic Cons and stuff, but we'll see. I think you just have to get used to, if you're going to get a Jim Lee signature, you just have to shell out the money now, which I don't know. I We'll see. I do have a bunch of signatures I want to get, but from him, like this is Chris Claremont, we want to get Jim's signature on it. This Neil Adams book, we want to get Jim's signature on it. Uh, that Neil Adams Batman, we want to get Jim Lee's signature on it. So let me pull this up so it's not the glare. There we go. I guess that didn't help. All right, so to the book of the hall. This is a book we kind of had our radar on and we're looking for all summer. And lo and behold, it ends up at Jeff's. Not in the quarter bin, it was in his Wonder Woman. He didn't have it there before. He didn't have it there before. I think he might have had it there before, but I didn't have the money to pick it up, um, for whatever reasons. But I looked at it again today and I realized it is a DC Universe, uh, DC Universe copy of Wonder Woman 88. And man, is that a beautiful Brian Bolland cover. Look at that. Beautiful Brian Bolland cover. Now, this cover features the mullet, Superman mullet in grand style, by the way. And of course, you have Wonder Woman there. They're getting a little touchy feely there, right? Um, Beautiful cover, and I had just had to put this in a slab because it's one of my. I think it's hands down in my top 10 favorite books now, in my collection. It's up there. I got to kind of reevaluate. I got a lot of great books, but this is definitely up there in terms of favorites. I just love this cover, and we got the DC logo. That adds so much value to this book. I mean, I would have paid $10 for. So we got this for $10. I would have paid $10 irregardless if it was a direct or a newsstand. But the fact that it's DC, the DC logo variant, we're very pleased with that. And yeah, I mean, this just instantly becomes, like I said, a favorite in the collection, and it's our book of the haul. Wonder Woman 88, Brian Bolland cover there, Superman mullet, 90s goodness. What more can you say? You got the DC Universe logo. This is collectability at its highest, and Jeff sold it to us for $10. Like I hate taking advantage of him like that, but we definitely got this for a steal. All right, I'm gonna be taking a little bit of a step back. I'm dealing with some, just some personal issues and some personal transitions. Um, it's not anything to be concerned about, so I'm just going to take a step back from the comic book buying, collecting for a little bit as well. But definitely from the channel. I mean, I have one last haul from Destiny's City Comics coming. It's a two book haul. It was bigger, but again, there's certain things. Budgeting has become a little bit tight, and we had to drop a lot of the books from that list. I'm only getting two from Destiny. And I may go on and share what those two books are when I get them. But for the most part, I'm just going to kind of take a step back, um, and work through some things. And then once we're there, we'll be back, and um, hopefully we'll be buying comic books again and doing all that stuff. So, but I just want to thank you guys for supporting me and supporting this channel, and just being part of the comic book community, because I know, like, I think I just really connect with people in the community, and um, again, it's all about having that passion, that shared passion that we have for these books. So, but yeah, just lots of things are going on across the country and around the world. Um, you know, my heart goes out to the people of Hawaii, um, the people of Ukraine, and just all the people suffering in this world, um, and just kind of realize, like, and some of the issues maybe that we're struggling with aren't anything compared to uh, what those people are struggling with right now. So, yeah, just take care of yourselves. And again, I'll be back with another video uh, in a while. I'm just going to step back, take a break. You probably won't hear from me for a little bit, but yeah, just know that I didn't die or anything. It's just we're taking a break. You're not going to see as much content, but yeah, thanks for hanging out, fanboy. Hope everything's going well for you on your end, and uh, keep hunting and collecting, and collecting what you enjoy. And I will see you guys in a future video. Thanks.